Hello friends, welcome. Now I'm आलोचना କରିବାକୁ ଯାଉଛି NCERT class 7 English book ର chapter number 1 3 questions विषୟରେ। So ଗୋଟେ king ଥିଲେ ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ତିନିଟା क्वेश्चन ଥିଲା। जे भी ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖକୁ ଜ୍ଞାନୀ ଗୁଣୀ ଲୋକ ଆସିଥିଲେ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ଏଇ ତିନିଟା क्वेश्चन ପଚାରୁଥିଲେ। ଆଉ କାହା ପାଖରୁ ବି ସେ ଏପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ସନ୍ତୋଷଜନକ ଉତ୍ତର ପାଇ ପାରୁନଥିଲେ। ସେ ସାଟିସ୍ଫାଇ ହେଉନଥିଲେ ତାଙ୍କୁ जे भी आंसर ଦଉଛି। ତ କେମିତି ସେ 3 क्वेश्चंस ର ନିଜର ଯୋଉ क्वेरी ଥିଲା ତାର आंसर ପାଇଲେ ସେ ବିଷୟରେ ଏ ଟपिक। The thought came to a certain king that he would never fail if he knew 3 things. These 3 things were: what is the right time to begin something, which people should he listen to, and what is the most important thing for him to do. तो ये तीनटा क्वेश्चन जने राजा का मन रे आसिला जे कोनसे जिंस स्टार्ट करिया पई सब ठीक समय कोटा एवं केउ लोक मानक परामर्श से सुनिया दरकार एवं तांको पई केउ कामटा करबा सबठरो जरूरी। ए तीनटा क्वेश्चन ताको सामने रे आसिला एवं से भाबिले जदी ए तीनटी क्वेश्चन रा आंसर ताको मिली जाय ताले तांको कोनोसी असुविधा होबनी। The king therefore sent messengers throughout his kingdom, promising a large sum of money to anyone who would answer these 3 questions. तो से कौन कले ना सारा राज्य रे निजा मेसेंजर निजे दूत मान पठेले जे समस्त थर एई कथा सब पचार जे भी सब भला आंसर दबो ताको मुखକୁ आनो। Many wise men came to the king, but they all answered his question differently. बहुत सारे लोग आसले किंतु समस्ते भिन्न भिन्न प्रकार रे तांको क्वेश्चन आंसर दौथिले। तो से कहा आंसर भी satisfy हो नथिले। In reply to the first question, some said the king must prepare a timetable and then follow it strictly. तो प्रथमे किछि लोग कहले जे right thing to do, right time to do something माने को टाइम रे को कामटा करा जाय दरकार एतपे किंग कोन करत ना गोटे टाइम टेबल तय करतो एवं से टाइम टेबल को स्ट्रिक्टली फॉलो करंतो ताले आ ए प्रथम क्वेश्चन रे जो टैंकर असुविधा अछि आ किछि रहबनी। Only in this way they said could he do everything at its proper time. Others said that it was impossible to decide in advance the right time for doing something. तब आउ किसी लोग कहले जे एटा पॉसिबल ही न फ्यूचर पई किछि प्लानिंग करबा कारण फ्यूचर होछि अनसर्टेन। The king should notice all that was going on, avoid foolish pleasures, and always do whatever seemed necessary at the time. तो किंग सब बोले लक्ष्य रखे दरकार चाहि गोटे जो तत्कालीन परिस्थिति रे जोटा काम फले जेटा नित करियो दरकार तेणी कि से समय सेटा करा जबो। Yet others said that the king needed a council of wise men who would help him act at the proper time. तो आ किछि लोक कहले जे आमे किछि वाइज मैन को रखिबा एवं जो मानक परामर्श अनुसार किंग निजर काम विचार करिवे को कामटा आका करबा दरकार। This was because one man could find it impossible to decide correctly without the help from others the right time for every action. से कहया कथा जे माने कहले जो लास्ट ग्रुप कहले जे किछि वाइज मैन का ग्रुप रखिले ही सबटर भलो हो कारण किंग हो जति जणे मनिष ऑब्वियसली एते सारा जिंस गोटे लोक पखे डिसीजन नेबा संभव परनु एवं भूल होबा चांसेस अधिक तो सेति पई गोटे वाइज मानकर गोटे काउंसिल रहबा दरकार। But then others said that there was something which could be urgent. These things could not wait for the decision of the council. तो यही कथा काउंटर करिया पई आ किसी लोक कहले जे एमिति किछि समय आसी पारे जो समयटा बहुत अर्जेंट तो काउंसिल मीटिंग को अपेक्षा करले डिसीजन नेबारे विलंब हो जाय पारे। तो एही केस रे कोन करा जबो काउंसिल रो मतामत अर्जेंसी परिस्थिति रे केमिति नै हबो। In order to decide thing at the right time for doing something, it is necessary to look into the future. तो सबटर भलो उपाय या आम पई को समय रे कोटा ठीक काम करा जाय परिबो सेति पई हमको फ्यूचर जानिबा को पड़िबो जे फ्यूचर रे हमर वार हबार अछि ना मरुडी आसीबार अछि तो सेही अनुसार हमें प्लानिंग कर परिबा। अब फ्यूचर कथा केही तो जाननांती केवल मैजिशियन माने जानती तो सेति पई किंग कोन करिया दरकार ना मैजिशियन मानक पाखु जीवा दरकार। In their answers to the second question, some said that the people most necessary to the king were his counselors. Others said the priest, and a few others chose the doctors, and yet others said that his soldiers were the most necessary. The second question कौन थिला ना सबसे गुरुत्वपूर्ण लोक किए तो किछि लोक कहले जे काउंसलर माने होउछन सबटा गुरुत्वपूर्ण आ किछि लोक कहले जे प्रीस्ट माने पुरोहित माने सबटा गुरुत्वपूर्ण आ किछि लोक कहले डॉक्टर माने सबटा गुरुत्वपूर्ण एवं आ किछि कहले सोल्जर माने सबठारो अधिक गुरुत्वपूर्ण To the third question, some said science, others choose fighting, and yet other religious worship. The third question जो थिला ताको जे सबरो गुरुत्वपूर्ण काम कोटा ना किछि लोक कहले जे साइंस आ किछि लोक कहले फाइटिंग आ किछि लोक कहले जो रिलीजियस वर्शिप पूजा पाठ करबा होछि सबरो गुरुत्वपूर्ण काम त किंग सैटिस्फाइड हेलेनी as the answers to his questions were so different, the king was not satisfied and gave no reward. Instead, he decided to seek the advice of a certain hermit who was widely known for his wisdom. ତ ଜଣେ ସନ୍ନ୍ୟାସୀ ରହୁଥିଲେ ଜଙ୍ଗଲ ଭିତରେ ତ ନିଜର ଜ୍ଞାନ ପାଇଁ ସେ ବହୁ ଜାଗାରେ ପରିଚିତ ଥିଲେ ଚାରିଆଡ଼େ ତାଙ୍କ ଖ୍ୟାତି ବ୍ୟାପିଥିଲା ତ କିଙ୍ଗ ଚାହିଁଲେ ଯେ ମୁଁ ସେ ସନ୍ନ୍ୟାସ ପାଖକୁ ବୁଝିବି ଆଉ ତାଙ୍କ ଠାରୁ ହିଁ ବୁଝି ନେବି ଯେ ଏଇ ତିନିଟା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନର ପ୍ରପର ଆନ୍ସର କ'ଣ ହେବ ନେକ୍ସଟ the hermit lived in a wood which he never left ତ ସେ ଗୋଟେ ଜଙ୍ଗଲରେ ବାସ କରୁଥିଲେ ସେ ଯୋଉ ସନ୍ନ୍ୟାସୀ ଜଣକ କେବେ ବି ବାହାରକୁ ଯାଉନଥିଲେ he saw no one but simple people and so the king put on ordinary clothes before he reached the hermit's hut the king left his horse with his bodyguard and went on alone ତ ସେ ଯୋଉ ହର୍ମିଟ ଥିଲେ ଆଉ ଯୋଉ ସନ୍ନ୍ୟାସୀ ଥିଲେ ସେ କେବଳ ସାଧାରଣ ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କୁ ହିଁ ଦର୍ଶନ ଦଉଥିଲେ କୌଣସି ବଡ଼ ପଦାଧିକାରୀ ବହୁତ ପାୱାରଫୁଲ ଲୋକଙ୍କୁ ସେ ପାଖକୁ ଆସିବାକୁ ଦଉନଥିଲେ ତ କିଙ୍ଗ କ'ଣ କଲେ ନା ସାଧାରଣ ଲୋକଙ୍କ ଭଳିଆ ବେଶଭୂଷା ହେଇକିରି ହର୍ମିଟଙ୍କ ପାଖକୁ ଯିବାକୁ ବାହାରିଲେ ଅର୍ଡିନାରୀ କ୍ଲଥ ପିନ୍ଧିଲେ ଆଉ ଯିବା ପୂର୍ବରୁ ସେ କ'ଣ କଲେ ନା ତାଙ୍କ ହର୍ସକୁ କିଛି ଦୂରରେ ଛାଡ଼ିଦେଲେ ଏବଂ ତା ବଡିଗାର୍ଡକୁ ବି କହିଲେ ତମେ ପାଖକୁ ଆସିବନି ଦୂରରେ ଥାଅ ଆଉ ଏକୁଟିଆ ସେ ହର୍ମିଟଙ୍କ ପାଖକୁ ଗଲେ As the king came near the hermit's hut, he saw the hermit digging the ground in front of his hut. तो ଯେତେବେଳେ କିଙ୍ଗ ଗଲେ ହର୍ମିଟଙ୍କ ପାଖକୁ ହର୍ମିଟ ସେତେବେଳେ କ'ଣ କରୁଥିଲେ ନା ତାଙ୍କ ଘର ଆଗରେ ନା କୁଡ଼ିଆ ଆଗରେ ଖୋଳାଖୋଳି କାମ କରିଥିଲେ he greeted the king and continued digging ତାପରେ ସେ କିଙ୍ଗକୁ ଗ୍ରିଟ୍ କଲେ ଆଉ ପୁଣି ଥରେ digging କାମ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିଦେଲେ the hermit was old and weak as he walked he breathed heavily ତ ହର୍ମିଟ ଥିଲେ ବହୁତ ବୁଢା ହେଇଯାଇଥିଲେ ତ ସେଥିପାଇଁ ସେ କ'ଣ କରୁଥିଲେ ନା ବହୁତ ୱିକ୍ ହେଇଯାଇଥିଲେ ଆଉ ଖୋଳିଲା ଭିତରେ ବାରମ୍ବାର ତାଙ୍କ ନିଶ୍ୱାସ ପ୍ରଶ୍ୱାସ ନେବାକୁ କଷ୍ଟ ହେଉଥିଲା ସେ ଧଇଁସଇଁ ହେଇଥିଲେ ତଥାପି ଖୋଳିବା ଜାରି ରଖିଥିଲେ ମଝିରେ ମଝିରେ The king went up to the hermit and said, I have come to you, wise hermit, to ask you answer 3 questions. How can I learn to do the right things at the right time? Who are the people I need most and what affairs are the most important तो ये तीनटा क्वेश्चन मते आंसर दे दियो मु एत पे आपन पाखु आछि द हर्मिट लिसन टू द किंग बट डिड नॉट स्पीक हर्मिट किंग आरो देखिले तीनटा क्वेश्चन तो सुनते बट किछि आंसर कलेनी he went on digging you are tired said the king let me take the spade and walk in your place ତ ହର୍ମିଟ ଆନ୍ସର ଦେଲେନି ପୁଣି କହିବା ଲାଗିଲେ କିଙ୍ଗ କହିଲେ ଯେ ତମେ ବହୁତ ଥକିବ ଯିବା ବେଳେ ଜଣା ପଡୁଛ ଗୋଟେ କାମ କର ମତେ ତମ କୋଦାଳଟା ଦେଇଦିଅ ମୁଁ ତମ ଜାଗାରେ ଖୋଳୁଛି thanks said the hermit giving the king his spade then he sat down on the ground ତ ହର୍ମିଟ ତାଙ୍କୁ thanks କହିକି ଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡରେ ବସି ପଡ଼ିଲେ ତାପରେ କିଙ୍ଗ ଖୋଳିବା ଆରମ୍ଭ କଲେ and when the king had dug 2 beds he stopped and repeated his questions ଦିଟା ପଟାଳି ଖୋଳି ସାରିକିରି କିଙ୍ଗ କ'ଣ କଲେ ନା ହର୍ମିଟକୁ ପୁଣି ଥରେ ସେଇ ତିନିଟା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ପଚାରିଲେ The hermit gave no answer but stood up, stretching out his hand for the spade and said, Now you rest and let me walk. ତ ଯେତେବେଳେ କିଙ୍ଗ ପୁଣି ଥରେ ସେଇ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ପଚାରିଲେ ହର୍ମିଟ କ'ଣ କଲେ ନା ଆନ୍ସର ଦେଲେନି ବଟ୍ ଠିଆ ହେଇଗଲେ ଆଉ ରାଜାଙ୍କୁ କହିଲେ ଯେ ମତେ କୋଦାଳଟା ଦେଇଦିଅ ଆଉ ତମେ ରେଷ୍ଟ କର ଆଉ ମୁଁ କାମ କରିବି କିଙ୍ଗ ଦେଲେନି କୋଦାଳଟା ଦେଲେନି ଆଉ ସେମିତି ପୁଣି ଥରେ ଡିଗିଂ ଚାଲୁ ରଖିଲେ 1 hour passed, then another. The sun went down behind the trees, and at last the king stuck into the spade into the ground and said, I come to you, wise man, for an answer to my questions. If you can give me no answer, tell me so, and I will return home. The king said, wise hermit, ମୁଁ ତମ ପାଖକୁ ତିନିଟା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନର ଆନ୍ସର ପାଇଁ ଆସିଛି ଯଦି ମୋତେ ଆନ୍ସର ନ ଦେବ ମୋତେ କୁହ ମୁଁ ପଳେଇବି ଆଉ କାହିଁ ମୋତେ ହଇରାଣ କରୁଛ Here comes someone running, said the hermit. Hermit କହିଲେ ଯେ ଦେଖ କିଏ ଗୋଟେ ଦୌଡ଼ିକି ଆସୁଛି The king turned round and saw a bearded man running towards them. The king kon dekhle je gote dadiya lok takar duri duri asse. His hands were pressed against his stomach. hat ta petu ku se hat re chapi ki dharchi. From his blood was flowing. Ebo se petu kai chapi dharchi kana ta petu jore jore blood bharchi. When he reached the king, he fainted and fell to the ground. King ka pae pahunchi kiri se behosh he gala ebong tale padi gala. The king and the hermit removed the man's clothing and found a large wound in his stomach. देखिए ता पेटरे गोटे बड़ा क्षत करछि. The king washed and covered it with his handkerchief, but the blood would not stop flowing. The king redressed the wound until at last the bleeding stopped. तो बारंबार प्रथमे तो देखु देखु एते बड़ा क्षत किंग कौन करना तांका रुमाल काढिकरी से जगह बांधे चेष्टा कले ब्लड को अटके चेष्टा कले किंतु जो क्षमता थिला से बहुत बड़ थिला तेतबे ब्लड फ्लो बंद होनथिला. द किंग बहुत चेष्टा कले बारंबार रिट्रेस कले एवं शेषरे ब्लड बहिबा बंद हे गला. द मैन फेल्ट बेटर एंड आस्क्ड फॉर समथिंग टू ड्रिंक. तो लोकटा जतो टिके ताको भल लागिला किछि पीबा को मागला. द किंग ब्रॉट फ्रेश वाटर एंड गेव इट टू हिम. द किंग कोन करना किछि फ्रेश वाटर आनी ता पियो को देले. By this time the sun had set and the air was cool. तो यार भीतर कोन होचे सन सूर्यास्त हे जाईछि एवं चारिरे टिके ठंडा लागुछि. The king with the hermit's help carried the wounded man into the hall and laid him on the bed. The hermit king को कहले जे तमे लोकटा को भीतर नियो. The king से लोकटा को नेकी भीतर कुडिया भीतर को नेगिरी बेड रे सोइले. The man closed his eyes and lay quiet. लोकटा कोन कला बहुत ब्लड बहि जाइतला आंखें बंद करके चुपचाप पड़ना. The king, tried by his work and the work he had done, lay down on the floor and slept through the night. The king तो बहुत थकी जाइतले. एक तो चाल चली आस्तिले और मिट को बगु आ दिन सारा पटरे भी दिटा तीनटा खाइतिले. तो हेते पे से भी थकी के से चट्टान ऊपर ही सोई पड़ले. When he awake, it was several minutes before he could remember where he was or who the strange bearded man lying on the bed was. जेतବେଳେ बहुत समय पता निद भागिला तो से प्रथमे किछि मिनिट जे जानि पाले जे से एक्चुअली कोठी अछंती आ ये जो खट पे जो दाडिया लोकटा सोइछि ये की. Then forgive me, said the bearded man in a weak voice when he saw the king that the king was awake. तो जेतବେଳେ किंग उठिले जेतବେଳେ से bearded man टा बहुत क्षीण स्वर तां कहले जे मते क्षमा कर दियो. I do not know you and have nothing to forgive you for, said the king. The king कहले जे तमे किए एक तो मु जानिनी आ मते तमे काहे क्षमा करछो. You do not know me but I know you. तो लोकटा दाडी लोकटा कोन कहला ना तमे सिना मु जाननो किंतु मु जानछि. I am that enemy of yours who swore revenge on you because you put my brother to death and seized my property. तो से लोकटा कहला दाडी लोकटा कहला जे तमे सिना मते जाननो किंतु मु तुमको जानछि. तमे मो भाई को मृत्युदंड देथिलो एवं हम प्रॉपर्टी सीज करथिलो. I knew you had gone along to see that hermit and I made up my mind to kill you on your way home. तो मते जणा पडला कोनसे सूत्ररु जे तमे से हर्मिट पाखकु देखा करबा को जाइछ आ मु प्लान करथि जे तमे फेरिबले मु फेरिया बाटरे तमे अपेक करी हत्या करिबे. But the day passed and you did not return. So I left my hiding place and I came upon your bodyguard who recognized me and wounded me. तो मु अपेक्षा कली तुम फेरिबा बाटको किंतु तमे बहुत डेरी गला तमे फेले नै. तो फाइनली मु जोटी लोची थिली सिटु बाहर को बाहरी के आसेली आ तम आडको गली किंतु तम जो बॉडीगार्ड सिटु लोची की थिला सी हम देखि देला चिन्ही देला हम मते अटैक कला. I escaped from him, but I should have died if you had not dressed my wounds. कि मु तार सिना बंची गली किंतु जदि तमे मो जो वुंड को ड्रेस करि न थांतो ताले मु होय तो बंची न थांती. I wish to kill you and you have saved my life. मु तुमको मारिया पे प्लान करथिली देखो तुम ही मते बंचेलो. Now, if alive, I will serve you as your most faithful servant and will order my sons to do the same. Forgive me. तो कहले तो दाडिया मन लोगटा कहले जे आज जदि मु बंची जे केवल तमरी पे बंची छी आज छ मु तुमर सबटा विश्वस्त सर्वेंट ही काम करबी आ मो जो पुआ माने भी अच्छे से माने भी आपण काम करेंगे तो मत क्षमा कर दियो The king was very happy to have made peace with his enemy so easily. Uh, the king कौन कले देखले जे माने बिना किसी क्षति रे ताकर एते बड़ दुश्मन जे ताक जीवन रो पीछा करथिला से ताकर ता सतरे शांति स्थापन करि परले and to have won him over as a friend. He not only forgave him but said he would send his servants and his own doctor to look after him, and he promised to give back the man his property. The king promise kale je क्षमा तो करले एकरे आ तो कहले जे से तांकर किसी सर्वेंट आ तांकर निजे डॉक्टर पठेबे से मैन रो फर्दर ट्रीटमेंट पई आ ताक प्रॉमिस कले जे मु तमर जो सब प्रॉपर्टी सीज करैथिली से प्रॉपर्टी तुमको फेर देबी leaving that wounded man the king went out of the hut and looked round for the hermit the king कौन कले ना wounded man को पठे करी छाड़ी करी तापरे आसले बाहर को एवं hermit को खोजिले Before going away, he wished once more to get answers to his questions. से भावले जे मते एबे फेरुची आ फेरु फेरु जते hermit को आउथे से 3 questions पचार देबी होय त से आंसर मते देई बनती The hermit was on his knees sowing seeds in the bed that had been dug the day before. तो हर्मिट कौन करते ना ता पूर्व दिन जो बेड सब पटड़ी तैयारी हितला सिटी आंटी पड़ी के मंजी बुनुथिले द किंग वेंट अप टू द हर्मिट एंड सेड फॉर द लास्ट टाइम आई बेग यू टू आंसर माय क्वेश्चंस वाइज मैन किंग कहले जे मु शेष थर पई आपन को पछरे को चाहू से 3 क्वेश्चंस The hermit concluded, "You have already been answered," said the hermit, still bending down to the ground and looking up at the king as he stood before him. The सेमती आंठेगा अवस्था मंची बुणीबा अवस्था hermit कहले तमे तम क्वेश्चन रा आंसर पाई सारछ how have I been answered what do you mean king कहले कोन मतलब कोन मुगे तम आंसर पाइली do not you see replied the hermit if you had not pitied my weakness yesterday and had not dug the beds for me you would have gone away कहले जे तमे जति काली मो प्रति समवेदना जणाई नथांत एवं मो ठारो कोधळा नै कि खोडी नथांत मो पई ताले तमे होय त जल्दी बाहरी कि जाई थांत then that man would have attacked you and you would have wished you had stayed with me तो ଯେତେବେଳେ ତମେ ବାଟରେ ଯାଇଥାନ୍ତ ସେ ମ୍ୟାନ ତମକୁ ଆଟାକ କରିଥାନ୍ତା ଏବଂ ତମେ ସେତେବେଳେ ଭାବୁଥାନ୍ତ ଯେ କାଶ ମୁଁ ସେଠି ରହିଯାଇଥିଲେ ହୁଏତ ମୋ ଜୀବନ ପ୍ରତି ବିପଦ ଆସିନଥାନ୍ତା ତାହେଲେ ମୁଁ କଣ କଲି ମୁଁ କାହିଁକି ସେ ଜାଗା ଛାଡିକି ଆସିଲି ସେଇ ସନ୍ନ୍ୟାସୀଙ୍କୁ ଛାଡିକି କାହିଁ ଆସିଲି so the most important time was when you were digging the beds तो तम ପାଇଁ ସବୁଠାରୁ ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ସମୟ କୋଉଟା ଥିଲା ସେଇ ସମୟ ଥିଲା ଯୋଉ ସମୟରେ ତମେ ମୋ ପାଇଁ ବେଡ୍ ତିଆରି କରୁଥିଲ ପଟାଳି ତିଆରି କରୁଥିଲ ହାଣିକି କାରଣ ସେଇ ସମୟ ହିଁ ତମର ମରିବାର ଟାଇମ ଥିଲା ଯଦି ସେଇ ଟାଇମ ତମେ ଫେରିଥାନ୍ତ and I was the most important man and to do me good was your most important business अब ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ମୁଁ ତମ ଲାଇଫରେ ସବୁଠାରୁ ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ଲୋକ ଥିଲି କାରଣ ମୋରି ପାଇଁ ହିଁ मते साहाଯ୍य करिबा पाई ही तमे एते बड़ विपद रे बंचिल एवं मोर भलो करिबा ही तमर सबसे इंपोर्टेंट बिजनेस थिला afterwards when the man ran to us the most important time was when you were caring for him तापर से मैन जेतला आमरो तोड़ी कसला से गाड़िया लोकटा सेते बडे तार जत्न नेबा तमर सबसे इंपोर्टेंट टाइम थिला because you if you had not dressed his wounds he would have died without having made peace with you कारण तार जत्न नेबाटा एथबे इंपोर्टेंट थिला कारण जदि से बिना जत्न मरि थांता ताले ता साथरे पीस हे पर नथांता ता साथरे तमरो शांति हे पर नथांता so he was the most important man and what you did for him was your most important business तो सेही समय रे सेही लोक तम पे सबसे इंपोर्टेंट लोक थिला आ तारी जो तुम जत्न नउतलो तार किछि भलो करतलो सेहीटा से समय रे सबसे गुरुत्वपूर्ण थिला तो एटू हमको गोटे कथा तो जाना पड़ला जे हम पाखे रहउची सी हम पे सबसे इंपोर्टेंट आ तारी भलो करिबा ही सबसे गुरुत्वपूर्ण काम remember that there is only one time that is important and that time is now सबसे गुरुत्वपूर्ण समय होची वर्तमान रो समय then it is the most important time because this is the only time you have any power to act कारण नाउ छड़ा आमे पास्ट जा अछि जा हे जे ताको हम बदलै परिबनी फ्यूचर रे कोन होबा को जाउछि आमे से जानने ता प्रति भी हमर किछि करिवार नै जहा करिवार अछि हमको वर्तमान समय रे ही करिवार अछि एठी हम पाकर पावर अछि आमे किछि करि परिबा ना आ ऊपर आमे किछि करि परिबा ना आ ऊपर आमे किछि करि परिबा then the most necessary person is the person you are with at a particular moment for no one knows what will happen in the future and whether we will meet anyone else. The most important business is to do that person's good because we were sent into this world for that purpose alone. So finally से कहते आम पाखे जो लोकटा अच्छी तार सब मंगल करवा हूँ आम सब गुरुत्वपूर्ण बिजनेस कारण अपर मंगल करने आमे ए दुनिया को आसीचे So this story was written by Leo Tolstoy, जो बहुत फेमस राइटर गांधी जी को भली लोक भी आंको लेखा मानक द्वारा गभीर भाव में प्रभावित होइथिले इवन गांधी जी का जो पुराना आश्रम थिला ता प्रथम आश्रम थिला ता ना भी से लियो टॉल्स्टॉय आश्रम रखिथिले So now am I chapter related कुछ क्वेश्चन करबा so comprehension check first question आ भितर हमर ए बॉक्स भितर ऑप्शंस अछि आ भितर कोटा अंक भितर मैच करियबो से विषय देखिबा many wise men answered the king's questions many wise men answered the king's questions but their answers were so varied that the king was not satisfied now next someone suggested that there should be a council of wise men to help the king at the right time. Next, question number 3. Someone else suggested that the king should have a timetable and follow it strictly. The king requested the hermit to answer 3 questions. The king washed and dressed the bearded man's wound, but the bleeding would not stop. Now, next question. The next question says, why was the king advised to go to the magician? The king को कौन पाई magician के पाको जीवा को कहला. Now, in order to decide the right time to do something, one needs to know the future. The future का भी जाना चाहिए, magician वालों को जाना चाहिए, कारण अन्य का भी future जाना नहीं. तो सेते बैंक king को advice करा गया कि तमें magician मानक पाको को जाओ. Now next question number 2, in answer to the second question, whose advice did the people say would be the important to the king? So to answer the second question, the advice of the counselors or doctors or priest would be important. A counselors manakara, doctors manakara, the priest manakara advice को मानिया पे king को पाला. Third question, what suggestions were made in answer to the third question answer था उसे कौन suggestion दिया गया जे most important thing कौन science किसी लोग science किसी लोग suggest कर fighting wars किसी लोग religious worship को भी importance देले. Now number 4, did the wise man win the reward? If not, why not? Wise man माने obviously कौन से reward जीतने थे कारण तांकर जो सब answer थिला king को satisfy कर पारी न थिला. Now next question number 5, how did the king and the hermit help the wounded man? King और hermit wounded man को केमती help कले ना से जो wounded man रो प्रोसेस को फास्ट बाहर कले तापरे तार wound को सफा कले एवं हैंडकरचिप पे उनको घोड़ेले तापरे फाइनली ब्लड जो बाहर था ब्लड सेटा बंद होला. नेक्स्ट हु वाज द bearded man? ए bearded man का के थिला? bearded man गोटे राजा कर स्वर्ण एनिमी थिला जे कि राजा को मारी के बदला नामक चाहथिला कारण राजा तार जो ब्रदर थिला ताको मारथिले एवं तार प्रॉपर्टी सीज करथिले. व्हाई डिड ही आस्क फॉर द किंग्स फॉरगिवनेस? से जेतु किंग को मारियो को चेष्टा करथिला एवं किंग ही तार जीवन बचाइले सेति पई से किंग को क्षमा मांगिला. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन नंबर 7, द किंग forgave the bearded man. What did he do to show his forgiveness? तो राजा तो से जो दाड़ी लोक क्षमा करते एवं निजर फॉरगिवनेस देखाइबा पई से कोन कोन कले निजर फॉरगिवनेस को देखाइबा पई से कोन कले ना कहले जे निजर किसी सर्वेंट्स पठेबे तार सेवा करिया पई तार पर्सनल डॉक्टर भी पठेबे से लोक ट्रीटमेंट करिया पई आ जाओ जो प्रॉपर्टी सब तार बाजाप्ति करथिले से प्रॉपर्टी सब फेरै दे नेक्स्ट what were the hermit's answer to the three questions? Write each answer separately. Which answer do you like the most and why? So, सबसे important time थी when the king was digging the bed for the hermit, and the most important man set up the hermit, and the most important business to help hermit. तापर जो किंग से जो wounded man को ड्रेस करथिले से तो most important time थिला से wounded man dressing and most important person थिला bearded man okay most important business थिला से लोकर भलो करिवा नेक्स्ट hermit का आंसर थिला जे most important time होची present but now कारण ये को ही चेंज करिबार बा हम इच्छा चलेबार पावर हम पाइर अछि कारण पास्ट और फ्यूचर ऊपर ना तमर कंट्रोल अछि ना से माने आम जीवन रे किछि गुरुत्वपूर्ण योगदान रखंती जहाँ भी आम जीवन गति हम तामर वर्तमान द्वारा डिसाइड हुए कारण वर्तमान जो परिस्थिति सेटा ही आगु जाइकरी पास्ट हबो नाउ नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन को जीवा मैच the items in list A and their meanings in list B. So first is wounded. The wounded by I use by severely injured. Next अछि awok. Awok by I use got up from sleep. Neither would next forgive. तो forgive पाई हमें क्षमा करिबा या यूज करिबा pardon faithful पाई हमें यूज कर परिबा loyal विश्वस्त pity पाई हमें यूज करिबा feel sorry for next beds पाई हमें यूज करिबा small patches of ground for plants जो पटरी हमें करो तब बाजे beds next finally return the return which give back okay now next question fill in the blanks तो हम पकड़े किसी blanks से तक हमको fill up करेवर अच्छी so first the dad said that only fresh evidence would take him change his dash the judge said that only fresh evidence would make him change his judgment. Now next, double I says, I did not notice any serious dash of opinion among the debaters, although they dash from one another over small points. The deeper को use करिवर अछि. The first is I did not notice any serious difference of opinion among the debaters, although they differed from one another over small points. It is a very simple question to dash, but will you accept my dash as final? It is a very simple question to answer, but will you accept my answer? Next, it is not dash that dash should always be the mother of invention. Necessary. It is not necessary that necessity should always be the mother of invention. Next, hermits are dash men. Now they acquire their dash. No one can tell. Hermits are wise men. How they acquire their wisdom, no one can tell. Next, the committee has dashed to make Jagdish captain of the team. The committee has decided to make Jagdish captain of the team. The dance is likely to please everyone. The decision is likely to please everyone. Now next, asking for dash is as noble as willingness to dash back to forgive. Asking for forgiveness, asking for forgiveness is as noble as willingness to forgive. Now that's it for now. Thanks for watching.